Oh, I'm drinking coffee. Are you ready for this? I think this one's gonna be a fun one. Because I think you're either gonna have nothing to say about it, or
too much,
or you're gonna have a lot to say about it.
Okay.
What's your favorite character type, like, throughout storytelling? Movies, books, stories, fables, anything.
Okay.
Right? Like, and I'm just gonna give you these ones, but if you have a specific one that's off of this list, then bring it back. So, the hero, the villain, it says sidekick on here, and I don't know who that would be, but, like, people who help, I'm guessing, the hero. The mentor, which is my personal...
favorite?
I've identified this character. Okay, and then the last one is, like, romantic interest.
Okay.
So, the last one, the mentor is what a character I like to call the god character. And it's this, well, the mentor, I think for most stories, the mentor is actually a person who mentors the hero, right?
Yes.
Taught the hero, or maybe didn't even teach the hero how to be a hero, but the hero looks up to them.
Right.
Throughout the story. And the mentor kind of protects them and guides them throughout the journey of the story. But I really love mentors who are actually, like, all-powerful within the story. Like, every time you see them, they're coming in to rescue everybody, and they just do it. Like, there's no bad guy can stand up to the mentor. But I like those characters because they also, the more powerful they are, the more aloof and disconnected they seem. Like, they don't really seem to care about saving everybody. They just get this kind of, oh, should I save that group of helpless people from those evil bad guys over there? Yeah, and then just wipes the bad guys out, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, why aren't you going with us on the end to our journey? I mean, on our journey to the end of our journey, help us.
Go with us.
But then they just, like, disappear, and then the next time they're in trouble, like, bad trouble, the mentor steps in and, like, gets everything back going on the path. And I just I'm fascinated with that character, and I love the safety I feel when that character steps into the story. But, and it's been a progression for me. Wait, let's see yours. What's yours?
Well, I know, so, like, I actually, when you said, like, I think villains are underdeveloped a lot these days, so that upsets me a little bit. Villains would probably be my favorite, except for that they're so underdeveloped. Like, I mean, there's not a good villain anymore, because, I mean, well, you have to beat them, so well, that's another time. But
it's difficult to make it believable. It's difficult these days, it seems, to find a villain that you can believe he was trying his hardest.
Yeah, like, I need to get the sense that, oh crap, we're gonna lose to the villain.
Yeah,
you don't get that anymore. It's like when I go into a movie, I'm like, if this person dies and that person dies, you know, then that would make for a good movie. But no, it's not going to happen, and then it doesn't happen, you know. So,
or just if they mess up, like, didn't save some, or no, okay, it always has to be somebody dying, but didn't get the job done, and now it's going to be even more difficult, maybe impossible, to win.
It just seems like a cliche for superheroes is fine, but the cliche for bad guys, like monologuing, it's just too cartoony nowadays, even, like, real bad guys in, like, I don't know, Avengers or whatever.
So you're saying villains?
No, sidekicks.
Oh, okay.
Sidekicks are my forte, but, like, I know this because as soon as you said sidekicks, because, like, I was trying to think, I was like, okay, but when Cars came out, I don't know when Cars came out, the first one, but I realized that I like the buddy, because I'm like, like Sam in Lord of the Rings, Mater in Cars, like all of these ones, I'm like, man, because I'm the friend. Nice. Even in my own story,
Yeah.
I'm the buddy. I'm the sidekick. I'm like, man, all these characters. I think I Facebooked it one time. I was like, the real characters are the secondary characters. Or like, no, the real heroes are the secondary characters. I was talking to somebody about it. Maybe just myself. But because I was thinking about the backstories to the side guys are, excuse me, are way more interesting than the main characters to me in my head. Like, I like to come up with like the backstory. So sidekicks are my favorite. That's why my face lit up when you were like sidekicks. And you're like, I have no idea who that would be, but
No, but like
yeah.
the friend of, the best friend of, or very supportive characters. I imagine there's a sidekick.
Yeah.
So then that's perfect. Mater, Sam, those are actually really. That's a great archetype.
Yeah. And so whenever you say mentor, I was thinking Gandalf too. Like.
Yeah, and he is
he's
god
the
character,
mentor. Yeah,
the mentor.
the mentor that you like.
He just no one can beat him, really.
Mhm.
But and you expect, and so I think it's kind of a dynamic where you were saying the hero these days is so much better than the villain that it's impossible to suspend your belief for that moment where you think, oh wow, he's in peril, but he's not really.
Right.
The god character is not supposed to be. You can never suspend your belief. You always know he's gonna win, but you're supposed to know he's gonna win.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. It's supposed to be like there's comic relief, and then the god character provides just relief.
Like so your heart
okay.
isn't hurting until the next scene.
Yeah. Like, okay, we're gonna be okay. This guy is here.
I saw him.
Or this
I saw
guy,
him.
whoever, or a creature, just like something like. That.
It's always okay when you see it.
It's always okay.
Like
after
the
the god
Wisps
character
in
steps
Brave. The
Yeah.
Wisps were the mentor, and then when they
Yeah.
showed up, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, and that's perfect. It could even be like a group of spiritual creatures, but they played the character of the mentor, the magical mentor.
Yeah. And then so, oh man, I forgot.
So, oh yeah, so what? I think we all start off with. We learn them as kids, kind of. We become familiar with them as kids, even if we don't know, like, hero, villain, sidekick, mentor, love interest.
Right.
We at least know the hero, the villain, and the love interest by sight when we start listening to stories and watching films. I think I started off being in love with heroes, and then it moved to not villains, but anti-heroes, kind of the guy who was reluctant to do good, but just because the bad was so much worse, he opted to help the good guys, you know? And then it became the god hero. So hero, anti-hero, god hero. I mean, mentor.
Yeah.
What did your journey look like?
I did always like the sidekick.
Oh.
I just didn't realize it until Cars
OG
came out. Like I was
fangirl.
trying to figure out, yeah, OG fangirl. Whenever I would watch movies, I'm like, why am I not getting, like when I was little, I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand why this is happening. Like, I mean,
why you didn't love the
when
god
I was
character?
little, like when I was like 8, I was like, oh, I feel like I was like, he should have died. That would have made it more interesting, you know, like all of these things. Like I didn't know that
He
then,
should've died.
but like I mean now I realize that I was like, you know, like that was a pretty good story, but it could be better. But just like all these things, so like I knew that like when we watched, I was like, why isn't the story about Sam? Like we were watching Lord of the Rings, I'm like, why is Frodo carrying that ring? He's a crybaby. I don't get it, like. Ew. So just, I've always liked sidekicks. And I was thinking about it just now, and I think I always liked sidekicks because they have the potential of dying. The hero can't die.
Because
So the
story.
the sidekick makes it more realistic. And so, like, I like to follow them because they're more human. Like, I can relate to them more than I could a hero. The hero
always
is
about to die.
basically untouchable. Like, even when Captain
You
America's getting
expect-
beat up
yeah.
and like you're like, he's gonna die. No, I mean like anybody who feels like that is
Yeah.
four. They haven't been watching enough movies to realize, no, he's not gonna die. I mean like, And Sherlock Holmes, when he fell over the edge, of course he's not dead. Don't give me that crap.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like, I mean,
no, yeah.
but when the best friend gets shot, I mean, this could be a real storyline to kick the hero into gear. So he should die, actually. I mean, and just, so that's why I think I like Sidekicks. And then another thing I wanted to take it back to, I'm taking us back because I wanted to say it, was I think for the villains, if they're corny, just they have to be evil. Like, they can either be really good bad guys or just really super evil. I think that weighs out. So, like, if they're not the best bad guy, if they're super evil, that it will appease me.
So give me an example of things a villain who's good at being a villain will do, and a villain who's corny but really evil would do. Give me the two different examples.
Okay, I think
of things they would do.
Okay, the only one that I can so I think Loki is pretty good at being a bad guy because he can get into their heads. Mm-hmm. But he's kind of he's not so evil. Because I think he doesn't know that he's evil. Like
he's a great schemer.
He does good at being bad, but he's not
evil genius.
He's not. He wasn't born evil. He's a little selfish. That's why he's bad. Really,
right.
He's not like really evil. He just
going around.
He's just a little kid. He doesn't. Yeah, he's not really trying to just kill people. He's just doing what he thinks is gonna get him attention. To me, in my eyes, and then. There in the JLA animated series, that purple guy, I forget his name, but he was just plain evil. Like, so there was, I don't know if you saw it yet.
Did he suck people's powers away?
No, he was like, he wasn't made like Superman, but he was from the alien, like he was out of the stars, and he's purple, and he just wants to take over the world, and his like ultimate goal is to like destroy Superman. But so then, real quickly, as fast as I can, there was this flower, and so it was on Superman's birthday. That alien brought Superman a flower that would suck onto you and then make you dream whatever you wanted in life, but then it would completely immobilize you and you would die. You would just be, like, you can't take it off, but Batman and Wonder Woman did take it off. But so for Superman to have the flower on him, he dreamt that Krypton was back and he lived on Krypton and he didn't know about Earth and stuff.
Poor guy.
And then he was in his perfect world. He had his wife and his kid and he lived on Krypton and his parents were still there. And then they took it off of so Batman got it off because Superman thought in his head, he was like, something's not right, and then he got it off because if you want the flower on, it will stay on. I'll have to show you this later. Anyways, it got onto Batman, and he dreamed that his parents were still alive, but then they got it off of Batman, and they threw it on the guy, so the flower makes you dream your best dream ever, like exactly what you want. That's how it makes your life. And so when they put it on him, they were like, so Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are all in Batman's house, Superman's house. And then they're like, I wonder what he's dreaming about. And Batman's like, whatever it is, it's too good for him. And then it just goes to his face and he's smiling, and then you just hear fire and explosion and people screaming. Like, like his best dream is everybody just in pain and dying and just like, and just like, just pure evil. Like, it's crazy. Like, so that guy is pure evil, and then Loki is just a good bad guy.
Oh, okay.
So, like, they still beat him, but, his motives are just, like, he just wants everybody dead. Like, that is his happiest. Like, that's what he truly wants.
So, like the Joker from Batman, because he's always being corny and he's always just making...
But if it's, like, evil, scary...
trouble.
Yeah. If I'm scared because he's evil, I just need to be scared. If I'm scared because I think he can overtake it, that's why I like Bane. Because Bane's kind of, like, he is evil, but he's more scary as in the physical aspect. Like, he can just break necks and stuff. So, there's a physical and a mental, and it has to be, one of them has to be up, but if they're both mediocre, then that's not a good villain. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The end.